Part 3. I'm about to give y'all real life stories now. Okay. Can't go too much into it, but real life stories. Okay. Now, I know somebody's gonna be like, because y'all like to go to my DMs, y'all don't like to comment underneath the stuff that So, unless y'all see other people commenting, then y'all comment, but it's like y'all don't like to be the first ones. I don't know what that is, but baby, me, when I scroll TikTok and I relate, I be like, hey, me too. But anyway, focus. So, something had happened the other day. I'm trying to see how I could word it appropriately, so that it's not so obvious. Oh, I know somebody's gonna ask, well, Dana, while you were having these words from God, did you tell your ex-boyfriend at the time? No. And the reason why is because you cannot force God on people. We all have to understand that God is a gentleman. What is a gentleman? A gentleman will make himself known, right? A gentleman will make himself or make others understand that he exists, but a gentleman does not force himself onto people. So if I am at a different level than you, I have to let God find you or help. I have to let God do what he has to do so that you can find him, right? But what I was doing in the background was praying for him, but he don't know. And to be honest with you, prayer works 10 times better than me coming to you and forcing God down your throat. You understand what I'm saying? And the funny thing is, me and my mother, which he don't know this either, me and my mother, and we're not together, me and my mother would tag team. So she would be like, hey, I'm finna pray for so-and-so. You pray for him tomorrow night. And then I'll pray for him. And then you pray for him. We were tag teaming. Nigga don't know. He think, anyway. Yeah. Okay, so we were doing it like that. Okay? Because remember, God has to introduce himself to people. You are not to shove God down people's throat, because how will they accept? You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, so the other day, I go to the person that I love, their house, and we're chit-chatting it up, and I love this person like cook food. We chit-chatting it up, and then there comes a moment where we're having similarities about a specific person. Now, keep in mind, when somebody is being talked about, I'm not bringing it up. I'm there to listen, because at that point, you need to vent. I vent to God, but you need to vent. Okay, so someone was just telling me, Dana, just sit there, just listen, because you're not crazy. And I have been saying this for years about this person, but I was talking to God about it. And God used this person to confirm everything that I was saying. Okay? Me and this person no longer talk. But I'm locked in to their connection. Okay? We locked in. Okay? Locked in. So I'm sitting there, I'm listening, and the person is saying everything I went to God about, and I said, God, this person don't listen. This person thinks that they know everything. When it's time to have a conversation with this person doesn't hear. They interrupt conversations. This person thinks, again, they know everything. This person is very, very secretive, and so secretive that it bothers me. Bitch. I'm at the person's house. The person's saying the same thing. I said, right? So I'm sitting there, the person's talking, and I'm kind of like trying to like hide my facial expression. So I'm kind of like turning like, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I totally hear you. Like, I wonder why, like, da-da-da. And I'm like, you understand what I'm putting down? Okay. I'm going to explain this to y'all another time. Not right now, but stay focused on the story. So, so in my head, I'm saying, God, thank you. Thank you. And this is not to gloat. This is not that. This is God showing me, like, I heard your prayers, and you are not the only person saying that this person has that problem. So we we're diving more into the situation. I'm listening now. So after a while, I'm so intrigued, and I'm like, how do you know this? Because this person doesn't really talk like that. Hello? This person does not talk like that. How do you know this? The question kind of wasn't answered in a way, and I said, yeah, God been talking to you too. Mm-hmm. Remember I said, God uses people that you would not expect to give you the message that, okay? So she kind of didn't really answer the question, but she answered the question. I said, okay, God was talking to you too, okay? Bet. Because the stuff that she knew, I was intrigued. I'm like, how do you know that? And this person does not talk, okay? Anyway, move forward. So then she goes, so I bring up a specific person, and I said, are you aware of this person? And she says, yeah, I know he loved that person. I said, oh. And again, I said, how do you know? Let me tell you, I think I was more shocked because I did not know that she was the woman of God that she was. Okay, she told me without telling me. Because I'm like, how do you know? So anyway, now it gets creepy. There's a verse in the Bible that says, be careful what you say in your house, because you never know if a fly is on the wall and will take that information back. Here's where it gets creepy. One night, I went to sleep. And I remember I felt like I wasn't sleeping, but I was in another house, okay? I'm not lying to you. I was in another house. I could not recognize the house, but I was a fucking fly on the wall. As I'm the fly on the fucking wall, I'm listening to a conversation. I'm listening. I said, huh? And I'm like, but this house looks familiar. Please keep in mind, I don't do witchcraft. I don't do voodoo. I don't do nothing but pray to God and read my Bible. Oh, hello? A lot of us have gifts that we don't ask for. Okay? Focus. In the dream, I'm hearing a conversation, and the conversation is focused on that same person. I wake up. I call the person. I said, hey, you have somebody that's jealous of you. Be careful when you go to that house. Be careful when you go to that house. Huh? The person was like, remember, this is the same person that don't listen. Remember the house that I'm in. I'm talking to my love, my girl, my love. She says the same thing that I heard in the dream. When she said it, I turned around. I said, what the fuck? But she revealed who said it. Because I couldn't see who said it. But I remember being there as a fly on the wall. Remember, said person does not listen. So go back to the first video. When I tell you, when God has been talking to you through the people that love you, the people that are around you, it is him talking to you. But because you're having a hard time swallowing it, you think he's not talking to you. This person has been warned about his character, how he moves, the secrecy that he has, putting others above others. You don't listen. So now what you don't hear, you're going to feel. Stop thinking God is not talking to you. He is using your family members around you to tell you the things that you need to do to fix your character. When you obey the minor basic foundation of things, he will elevate you and tell you the things behind you that you cannot see. Bye.